So let's talk about text formatting. Basically, bolding words, italicizing words, or even underlining words. Now, this is a little bit more complicated, so I'm going to break it down. Now, as you can see here, it starts with the span tag, and we have span style equals quotation quotation, and within the quotation you pretty much have all the formatting, and then of course you close that span tag off right here. Now as you read it, it'll make more sense. So font weight, or if you think about weight, an analogy of how heavy something is or something light. Bold is something that, if you think about bold and you bold a letter, and if you were to be able to kind of measure the weight of a letter and you bold it, you make the font weight bold. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to give you some analogies that would make sense. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but these are things that I use in my own brain to memorize these things. So font weight equals bold. Font style, we have different styles like font, we have italicize, we have other different styles. And then of course we have text decoration. So you could decorate the text with an underline. So it would make more sense if we go back over to Composer here. And like I said in the beginning, I would recommend you as much as possible to do a step and then take a look at the source code, and then do a step and then take a look at the source code. So what I mean by that is, remember, bold the word, then look at the source code, see what changes before you do anything else, and then go back, italicize it, see what changed, and then what I would do from that point would be try to memorize that. Now, if I were you, I wouldn't really go all out. I would just memorize the basics, so bold, italicize, and underline, because that's the main stuff that you're going to use. If you get all fancy, that's fine, but if you do that, go with Composer and just copy and paste the code into the editor, whatever that might be using. So if we go back here right now, the hello tag or the hello word has nothing around it except for break tags and the basic structure, right? Now if I go to normal and I make it a larger font size and I go back to source, we can see that the only change mainly is that there is a big tag surrounding it, right? Now let's make it bold. So we'll start from scratch, say hello, this is a test. We'll just make it bold and let's see what happens. So if we go back to the source, we can see that it says span style quotation quotation, and it says font weight bold, and that's all it says. So all you have to do is memorize this right here. So that's all you have to memorize. So with span style quotation quotation, within that, font dash weight colon space bold. Okay, so now let's remove the bold and let's just do it italicize. If we click on source and you take a look at it, it says span style quotation quotation font dash style colon space italic. So you're basically saying the font style is italic, and then you put a semicolon right here if you want to add more. So if we want to add something like font dash weight colon bold, we could do that as well. And we can see that it has bold and italicize. Now if we add a underline and we click on source, we can see that text decoration, so text dash decoration colon space underline. The semicolon, as you can see, kind of separates the differences. So we have three different items here, and you can see that this, after this, we put a semicolon to say that we're separating this and this. So this is a new item. We have a semicolon and then a new item. So that's what I recommend that you do. There's a lot of different formatting if you want to learn. So if we uncheck all of these and you go up to the top and click on format, you can see that Composer gives you a lot more options such as font, different types of font, you have sizes, different types of sizes, you have text style. So besides bold, italicize, and underline, you have strike through, superscript, subscript, fixed width, and other types of text styles. But the majority of the time, you're going to use these three. You're rarely going to use all of these other ones. So that's why I wanted to show you this. Then, of course, you have text color. So if we stick with the simplicity and we just change this to say red, click OK. You can see that the span style, same thing. It says color-red. So HTML, as you can see, is one of the easiest languages because what you see is what you get. And when you say like color red, it's pretty obvious that the color in this case is red. So if you wanted to hack HTML code and you had a bunch of code, you could literally go through it and figure out what it is about simply by learning these basics that I'm teaching you in this video course, and then just testing it out yourself and by trial and error. Because remember, at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff will only stick in your mind if you practice. So with that said, hope you enjoyed this video. Let's move on to the next video.